Hey, what's up everyone? So today we're going to take a look at Sephiroth. He's a Vanguard character, but he almost looks like a Vanguard assassin hybrid. Sephiroth has a strong moveset with really good horizontal range and hard-hitting attacks. He also has some situational moves like a quick drop-down attack he can use when he's above others, and a good mid-range projectile. One of the main reasons Sephiroth is strong is because of his unique ability, which allows him to dash cancel some of the ending lag of his attacks. This lets Sephiroth combo much faster and gives him the ability to really lock down enemies. If he catches them with one attack, he can immediately be in their face again once they recover, forcing them to shield or react in some other way and giving Sephiroth an opportunity to deal further damage. Another benefit of the dash cancel is that you can immediately turn your attention to a nearby enemy after attacking someone else. Oftentimes you see an enemy try to interrupt your attack on one of their party members, but that becomes much more difficult to do against Sephiroth because he can immediately turn his attention over to you. If you don't play around Sephiroth's ability to do this, he can very quickly cause a problem for the enemy team. Sephiroth's X skill adds some useful utility to a team and plays even further into his hunt down style. He emits an aura around him for 20 seconds and anyone who's in it is slowed. So now he has the ability to connect with his initial attacks easier and assist his teammates in attacking or escaping. Sephiroth plays a lot like an assassin would, but he comes with the pros and cons of a Vanguard. His attacks have a better range and strength than an assassin character, but he lacks that initial mobility and dash speed of an assassin. Getting that first hit with Sephiroth is the most important thing because his dash cancel will give him much needed mobility to combo his attacks. He's a really fun character to watch. The YouTuber that we're going to follow is Gengar, who's a high level Sephiroth player. In this first matchup, he's going to be using the HP attack Octaslash, which is basically Sephiroth's version of Omnislash. It's a long attack chain that builds a lot of bravery before dealing HP damage, but it is interruptible by other HP attacks, so you have to be careful about how you use it. Okay, so now that we have an idea of how Sephiroth plays, let's jump right into the first matchup here and see him in action. Okay, so blue team here is going to be Sephiroth, Kain, and Emperor, going up against red team, which is Kain, Garland, and Tidus. So right away you notice that red team's got two assassin characters, which is going to give them a bit of an edge and mobility on the blue team here. So Sephiroth's going to have to kind of watch out for that. So he's throwing out his projectiles here, that's called Zanshin, that purple little projectile he's shooting out. It's a good little mid-range attack that he can kind of use to keep the enemies at bay. You see, as Kain was kind of trying to move in there, he's using that projectile to disrupt him. So he's going after Kain here, and I just want to point out, you saw that green little burst of energy just kind of pop up on Sephiroth there. That's him using that dash cancel I was talking about. So you see immediately he's going right into dashing now instead of having the ending lag of that attack that he just used. So he just knocked Kain away, now he's chasing him down while Kain is still recovering from that hit. And you see Kain just recovers there. He barely gets his shield off in time, but Sephiroth is chasing in right behind him, about to connect with another attack on him again. So he catches Kain again with another attack here, and uses that dash cancel to immediately go into an HP attack using that Octaslash and picking up the first kill of the game there for the blue team. So he's moving in after Garland now. He's going to use that forward dash attack there, which gives him a little bit of mobility. He just used it again. Kind of lets him close a gap really easily. Garland does hit him, knocks him away, but Sephiroth shields the attack so doesn't take any damage for it. So he's once again moving in, but red team is all kind of grouped up, so he's going back to throwing out that projectile. He doesn't want to put himself in a bad position here. So you see he's just trying to use that kind of gap closing attack there on Tidus, but Tidus doesn't take the bait, so he kind of moves away. Sephiroth moves over to the summoning stone and gets hit off on it, but Kain actually punishes him for it and deals some damage. Looks like Garland is in the middle of attacking somebody else, so Sephiroth uses that Octaslash on him really quickly, picking up some HP damage, but he does get caught by Tidus' slice and dice at the tail end of that, so taking some HP damage himself. So he's just kind of moving away from the enemies now. Red team is once again kind of grouping up, so he goes back to throwing out that Zanshin projectile attack, just kind of trying to deal some bravery damage and splitting up the enemy team. He's trying to summon here. Tidus really quickly runs in and uses that quick hit on Sephiroth, but Sephiroth does shield all the damage, so nice job on him to see that coming. Tidus misses with an attack there, so Sephiroth uses his neutral aerial here, and I just want to point out, look how wide the attack range is. Let me try and pause it. You see that slice takes up almost the entire screen there, so you kind of see the horizontal range he has with a couple of his attacks. This is his neutral aerial. His neutral ground is kind of the same way. So, you know, it makes it difficult if there was, 2 or 3 enemies in front of him, he can kind of hit all of them with this attack and kind of lock them down. But it also makes it really difficult to just get away from him. It's tough to dash away from Sephiroth when he has that kind of range. So you see Tidus is shielding, trying to get away from that attack here. Sephiroth dash cancels, tries to go in with that forward dash, but Tidus gets away from it. He does catch him with his neutral aerial though and deals some damage. So blue team is finally going to get their summon off here. They're going to have Ramuh active. It looked like, I think that was Kain moving in on Sephiroth now. Yeah, so Kain is moving in on him, but actually Sephiroth gets the better of him, gets him with an attack, uses that dash cancel to move in once again. You see both Tidus and Kain are there, but they move away because, one, Sephiroth's range like I was talking about, but also Ramuh's attacks. They don't want to get caught out here. as red team only has 1 health bar left, so they have to be pretty careful here not to put themselves in a bad position. So Sephiroth is once again just kind of moving into the red team. They're all kind of backing away because of Ramuh. He's trying to figure out who he wants to attack here. He actually moves in on Titus, catches him with an attack and building up a ton of bravery here. And actually it looks like the Emperor has caught Garland in his X skill, which just locks somebody down for a couple of seconds. Sephiroth notices this, immediately turns over to Garland, uses that Octaslash to pick up the kill there. He had enough bravery to kill anybody on the map, so he's able to catch Garland there, pick up the kill. So nice job there. MVP Emperor there to lock Garland down like that, but good job on Sephiroth to notice what was happening and just rush over and pick up that kill. So pretty good game there by Sephiroth. I think you kind of got to see what I was talking about, him using that dash cancel to do a couple combos on Kain mostly, but just kind of using that to get in people's faces. You see how he can kind of lock people down though, because instinctively after getting attacked by that, people just immediately go in their shield because he's already right in their face. So it's really difficult to get away from Sephiroth in that situation, A, because of that speed, and also because of that horizontal range I was talking about. So it's, you know, it's not like you can just try to dash away. He's going to catch you with his attacks. So yeah, this is kind of a quick little match here, but it kind of showcases what Sephiroth can do. He can make quick work of the enemy team if he can, you know, get his combos going and gets opportunities to use that Octaslash. Alright, moving into the second match here. Sephiroth's going to be using the same HP attack, using that Octaslash here. His team is going to be himself, Vaughn, and Kain, going up against Ace, Furion, and Lightning. So, pretty balanced team on the blue side. They've got 1 Vanguard, 1 Assassin, and then 1 Specialist in Vaughn. Red team is going to have the advantage with the projectiles, though, because they have Ace, who's a marksman character. So, Sephiroth's going to have to just kind of move around a lot, not stay in one spot, and just kind of dodge some of those projectiles. You see he's not really wanting to just dive into the enemy team here for all those same reasons I was talking about in the last game. They're sticking kind of together, so he's going to throw out that Zanshin attack, pick up a little bravery there on Furion. Now that Furion's been kind of knocked in the air, he's able to move towards him, use that dash cancel, and try to combo with him. Only got the first hit, but still pretty good. If you can catch Furion in the air, you definitely want to move in on him on that, because he's 100% a ground character. So the Summoning Stone is active. Sephiroth got caught by Ace's projectile there, so he kind of moved out of the way so no one could combo. Unfortunately, he dashes into Furion's AoE attack there, his ground attack. But as Ace is focusing on someone else, Sephiroth does catch Ace with an attack. He's just chasing him down with that dash cancel. Ace guards one, but he gets caught by another one, gets hit on the wall. Sephiroth uses that Octaslash, starts building up some damage on him. But what's going to happen here, like I said at the beginning, this attack can be interrupted by HP attacks, so I think he was 1 hit away from actually dealing the HP damage. But Lightning comes in, uses her HP attack on Sephiroth, actually interrupts the attack and deals some damage to Sephiroth. So you see none of that HP damage was dealt to Ace. He did build up some bravery though, so at least he has that. And he didn't really get dealt too much HP damage. Okay, so red team is kind of grouped back up now. Ace is a little bit safer off, but you see Sephiroth is still kind of targeting him, just trying to get around on him. Looks like blue team picked up a kill there on Lightning, so now they have a 1 health bar advantage. Red team is moving towards the Summoning Stone here. You see Sephiroth do an attack on it. Ace is actually able to connect on Sephiroth with one of his projectiles through the Summoning Stone, dealing a little bit of bravery damage there to Sephiroth. Looks like Sephiroth and Kain are moving in, trying to catch Ace, but looks like red team actually picked up the kill there on Kain. Sephiroth does catch Ace with an attack though, and immediately uses that dash cancel to turn his attention to Furion, who was chasing behind Sephiroth, and caught him on the wall with an attack, and then used that Octaslash to deal about 3,000 HP damage there to Furion. So nice job to turn his attention to Furion, see that he was chasing him, and immediately attack. So Ace is actually able to connect with a couple projectiles here on Sephiroth, and actually knocks him into Furion's attack there, dealing a lot of damage and breaking his bravery. Kain is gonna, looks like he got an HP attack there off on Furion and pick up the kill though, leaving red team with only 1 HP bar left. So once again, Sephiroth is moving in here on Ace, using that dash cancel to keep up the pressure. Ace was forced to use his shield to just kind of drop down to the ground and try to move away, but that gave blue team time to summon out Ramuh here, so now they're gonna have that to their advantage. So Sephiroth's just kind of in the air here, just trying to move in. He's still focusing on Ace. He tries to do an attack on him, but Furion actually knocks him away with one of his AoE attacks. He's throwing out that Zanshin once again, just building up some bravery. He's got enough to kill Lightning if the situation arises. So he's just kind of dodging out of the way of Ace's projectiles. It looks like blue team's all kind of focusing on Ace right now. They're kind of pushing him into a corner. Sephiroth's actually going to turn here and look at Lightning. Like I said, he could kill her if he can catch her with an HP attack. He's not going to be able to catch her with an attack, unfortunately, though. So, actually, fatal flaw here by Furion. He tried to summon with the rest of his team here, locking him in position. So, Sephiroth actually, you can kind of see the beginning of the animation here, but he's going to use that Octaslash while Furion was stuck in his position there. Build up enough bravery throughout all those attacks to have over 3,500 bravery and pick up the kill there on a full HP Furion. So unfortunate for Furion there, but a nice, smart move there by Sephiroth to see that red team was trying to summon, and that Furion was going to be locked in position, so he was able to just immediately turn and pick up that kill there on Furion. So a quick little match there, pretty dominant performance there by the blue team. I think they only suffered one death, but Sephiroth in particular did a good job of using that dash cancel, especially to just really pressure Ace. Ace is the type of character that can rack up a ton of bravery damage if he's left alone, so Sephiroth did a really good job of just staying in his face the entire game, not letting Ace really, do what he wants to do, and using that dash cancel to just keep him disrupted. And also, I really like that one move he did whenever he knocked Ace away and then immediately turned to Furion, just because that's not something any other character could really do. In that situation, Furion probably would have, caught any other character with an attack, but because Sephiroth could immediately turn and just deal some damage on Furion, he did a really good job of catching him off guard and able to wall rush him and deal some HP damage in that situation. So just kind of showcasing some of the cool things that Sephiroth can do and what his strengths really are with that dash cancel and just his ability to lock people down. Alright, so looking at our last matchup here, Sephiroth's actually going to change his HP attack. This time he's going to be using one called Heartless Angel, and that's basically a mid-range, slightly delayed melee attack. But the fun of that one is, after you connect on somebody, it's going to put a debuff on whoever you hit, a 20-second countdown, and if that timer ticks to 0, it's going to actually reduce their enemy's bravery to 0 and bravery break them, regardless of where they are on the stage or what their bravery is. The only caveat is if that person attacks Sephiroth in that 20-second time period, it's going to get rid of the debuff. So it's a cool little move that puts pressure on whoever you attack, forcing them to kind of feel like they need to attack Sephiroth in that time period or lose a lot of bravery. So it's a nice HP attack. I mean, it's a normal, mid-range melee HP attack, so, it's not like it's bad in any way, but it's a nice little bonus to it as well. So you'll see him use it a couple times in this matchup here. Okay, so blue team is going to be Sephiroth, Cecil, and Titus. They're going up against Vaughn, Cloud, and Kain. So both teams are pretty melee heavy here. Probably going to be a bit of a brawl fest going on. Both sides do have some pretty decent projectiles though, so as usual you're going to see both teams just kind of moving around and throwing out some of their projectiles. You see Titus kind of dashing in there, getting an attack off. Sephiroth tries to follow suit and do his forward dash attack, but he actually gets caught a little bit by Cloud. Not too bad though, and he's actually going to build his bravery back up there by hitting that Zanshin on Cloud. So red team's kind of moving a little bit to the left here, it looks like. Cloud's isolating himself a little bit, so Sephiroth goes to follow up on that. As Sephiroth moves to the side though, Kain rushes in, but Sephiroth's able to shield his attacks. He's going to use that forward dash attack there on Kain, but he's able to guard it. That's one of Sephiroth's best gap closing moves, so you see him just kind of spamming that here. He connects with it on Vaughn, uses that drop down attack there on Cloud, dealing some good bravery damage there. Cecil's got Kain on the wall there, so instead of Sephiroth trying to follow up on the wall, he's actually going to push Cloud away here and not let Cloud interrupt Cecil, because Cecil had, enough HP damage, more so than Sephiroth did, so he's able to deal a ton of damage to Kain. So Sephiroth's kind of in the middle of red team here, so he's kind of just looking around at all of them. He actually connects with a bravery attack there on Vaughn, kind of pushes him into a corner here. Vaughn throws out that ground zero, which is a counter for bravery attacks, so Sephiroth throws out that Heartless Angel, goes straight through ground zero because it's an HP attack, and picks up the first kill of the game there for the blue team. So Sephiroth's got that slow now. He's using his X skill to apply a slow debuff to anybody that comes too close to him. So you see he's kind of rushing in there. He catches Kain with a bravery attack, uses that dash cancel to keep chaining attacks there. Catches him one more time, and once again is about to rush in for another attack on Kain. But what he's noticing here, and what I want to point out, if you look at the minimap, you have Sephiroth and Kain kind of dueling, but you see number 1 and number 2 on the red team are both rushing in right behind Sephiroth. So even though it doesn't look like it from this angle, Sephiroth's actually kind of surrounded and pretty isolated from where he's at. So instead of following up with an attack on Kain, which would surely lead him to get punished by the red team, he's actually going to turn around here and use that drop down attack to try to make some distance away from where he was and kind of just trying to move out of the way. You see Vaughn and Cloud are both kind of chasing him down. Sephiroth stopped for a second to summon, which gave them the opportunity to move forward here. And Vaughn's actually going to follow up with an HP attack there, dealing some good HP damage to Sephiroth. On the plus side though, while Cloud and Vaughn are both occupied, the other two members on the blue team were able to summon Ramuh. So you see everyone's kind of throwing out their buffs here. Brave Regain and HP Regain have both been used by Sephiroth's allies, so you see both of those ticking up for all of the blue team members. So now that Ramuh's active, you see Sephiroth is kind of dashing through his attacks. He connects with an attack there on Kain and tries to throw out that Heartless Angel, but actually misses and takes an HP attack from Kain instead. Only able to deal about 300 HP damage though. So once again, Sephiroth's just kind of dashing in here, Throws out that Heartless Angel once again, does not connect, but Cloud actually got caught by Ramuh's attack, so he was able to connect with it on Cloud. So Sephiroth catches Vaughn with an attack. He immediately uses that dash cancel and moves forward on Vaughn. So I just want to point out kind of the opposite of what I was pointing out a second ago. After connecting with that bravery attack on Vaughn and you kind of push him into this corner, you see all 3 members of blue team have immediately reacted to that and moved towards Vaughn into this corner. None of red team is really close at all, so Vaughn's kind of isolated here. So even though Sephiroth kind of missed with his bravery attack there, and Vaughn was able to follow up with an HP attack, he really set up his teammates to pick up the kill there on Vaughn. And the fact that Sephiroth was able to use that dash cancel to kind of force all that pressure onto Vaughn. You know, normally if a character just knocks you away, you can usually just dash away off to the side, but because Sephiroth was able to just immediately move in and be right in Vaughn's face instantly, Vaughn had nowhere he could really go. So he really didn't have any opportunity to escape there because all of blue team was collapsing on him and his red team members were nowhere to be found. So nice move there by Sephiroth and great job by the blue team in general to kind of react to that. Really good performance here by Sephiroth though. He picked up the other 2 kills in this game and, you know, set up that last one. So I think these 3 games really kind of showcase a lot of Sephiroth's strengths. He's got a decent, you know, projectile in that Zanshin attack and some other great bravery attacks as well. He's got that gap closer in his forward dash attack. All of that great horizontal range he has with his neutral aerial and his neutral ground attacks. And he's got that drop down attack, which is a pretty situational, but can do a lot of damage if someone's directly under you. And also kind of what he did at some point in this game when he used it, just kind of make some distance from him and the red team. So Sephiroth is definitely a really strong character in terms of his moveset, and his unique ability makes him really strong as well, which is with the ability to lock characters down with that dash cancel. And some of you might be thinking, because I wondered about this for a bit as well, why use Sephiroth over an assassin character, since, you know, basically his unique ability is trying to mimic what an assassin character can kind of do with having a lot of mobility. Although Sephiroth himself has a slower dash and isn't quite as fast as an assassin character, so why use him over an assassin character? And it kind of depends on your situation, but the benefit of Sephiroth is that he comes with a lot of the pros that a Vanguard character has. So if you don't have any other Vanguard character for your team, or if you want a really lockdown heavy team where you can kind of pair him up with an assassin, like, you know, in this game he has Titus or some other assassin character, the 2 of them can work really well together. Sephiroth has all of that range that a lot of Vanguard characters have and that assassin characters lack, and he's got that gap closing ability, like I said, with his forward dash and with the range with his bravery attacks. A lot of assassin characters don't have that, so that can let Sephiroth open up combos for other characters, and he can, you know, do the assassin role himself if no one's around, with the fact that he can chase people down. Sephiroth is stronger than most assassin characters, so, you know, getting off a single attack or a single HP attack that can build bravery usually builds his up more than an assassin character would. It's pretty situational, but whenever you have a team that you really want to focus on that front line and just kind of hunting people down, Sephiroth is a great character to have as your Vanguard role, and pairing him with another assassin or something like that can really do a lot of damage to a team that's heavy on marksmen or heavy on characters that need a lot of time to build up. I would say Sephiroth is pretty good against some of the later game characters, just because when I say that, they're the characters who take time to build up, kind of like Bart or something like that, who's not particularly as strong at the beginning of the game as he will be at the end, because Sephiroth can kind of take advantage of that fact and just really kind of lock somebody down and not let them do what they need to do to get to that late game. So yeah, if you like these Sephiroth videos, definitely check out the YouTuber whose channel I used. I've got it linked down below. They've got a bunch of great Sephiroth videos on top of the ones I've already shown you. Thanks again for watching, guys. As always, I really appreciate it. I will see you guys again next Friday for another video. Have a good one.